Soft, breathy, half-whisper, like I am recording under my blanket with flashlight on my chin. I came to Albertus Magnus College, New Haven, clutching a single suitcase and the kind of hope you only have when you still believe postcards. You know, the once-a-V-draped brick, smiling students under golden October light, the word welcome in curly font. I thought, foolish little me, that I was stepping into a Jane Austen miniseries where the worst thing that could happen is a rainy picnic. Instead, I entered a Gothic novella written by someone who hates Gothic novellas and also hates me. Imagine the first bite. Move-in day, August 2020. The dorm hallway smells of boiled hot dog water and despair. The carpet-baked bean orange squish under my knockoff Uggs because someone's pipe burst last spring and they never fully dried it. Mildew spores pirouette up my nostrils, which is romantic if romance is bronchitis. My room is so small I could butter the walls without leaving my bed. The mattress has a human-shaped dent already scooped out, like it knows I will sink and never leave. I whisper thank you because politeness is free, but the room does not whisper back. Red flag number 1, though I still call it rust-colored to feel better. The roommate never arrives. Her name tag hangs on an empty closet like a ghost eviction notice. Pandemic, they say, as if the virus personally stole her. So I perform college alone. 2 toothbrushes in the cup, 2 granola bars on the shelf, musical chairs with no music and no chairs. Night 1, the overhead bulb crackles and dies. I use my phone torch to unpack. Every folded sweater looks like a surrender flag. Classes begin. Small class sizes, the website cooed. Reality. 32 heads crammed into a room built for 18. Elbows become territorial disputes. The professor kind, yes, like a golden retriever taped to a human body, does not know my name by week 8, because there are too many syllables in the C. I raise my hand. It becomes a Where's Waldo page. The aircon unit growls like it swallowed a bee, so we learn Aristotle while sweating through polyester masks. Dewdrops of perspiration roll under my chin, baptizing me in Chinese letter juice. I taste salt and regret, but let us speak of food, that most elemental love. The cafeteria greets me with the warm embrace of a freezer-burned fish stick. The scrambled eggs sit in a metal vat, yellow like a bruise 3 days old. They jiggle when the serving spoon approaches, as if saying, please, no, we too have feelings. I bite, texture of forgotten memory foam, temperature of Lucas' warm sadness. The sausage is a shriveled finger accusing me of crimes I haven tea committed. I chew 32 time zone for each student in my so-called seminariate, still swallow a hunk that scrapes like cardboard down my esophagus. Later, stomach cramps perform Hamlet on my intestinal stage. I miss my mother's kitchen so hard my molars ache. Sunday arrives, day of rest, day the gym is locked. Health is wealth, they preach while pocketing my 16 grand per semester gold coins. I need to sprint off the cafeteria's betrayal, but the doors wear a rusted padlock like a brooch of nope. Through the glass I see treadmills yearning in the dark, little orphans begging for feet. My schedule is a Tetris board of labs and work study. The only sliver left is Sunday afternoon, now stolen. Exercise endorphins, those microscopic serotonins, remain mythical, like Bigfoot or useful office of financial aid. My brain begins to pickle in cortisol. This is why sadness tastes like aluminum. Body wants to run, college says SHHH. Speaking of office of financial aid, imagine Kafka and the DMV had a baby, then raised it on hold music. I need signatures to keep my Pell Grant, so I queue 47 minutes behind a boy arguing that yes, he is, in fact, alive. When my turn arrives, the staffer lovely, I am sure, to her houseplints tells me I filled form 27B6 instead of 27B7, which is the same page but printed on different temperature paper, obviously. I must return with parental 1040 notarized blood oath and the tears of a unicorn. I ask, polite tremor in my voice, why is this so hard? She shrugs, already summoning the next customer. Her shrug is
I am looking into crimes near Albertus Magnus College. New Haven and I feel a little sad to share what I found because it hurts tourists who just want a short stay. Businesses near Albertus Magnus College, New Haven are like convenience stores that sometimes hide big lies behind fake paperwork. One of them, Grab and Go Mart, was tricked by a group calling themselves MAKCTBTTR LLC. The scammers pretended to be state officials and sold fake cannabis sales licenses for around $25,000 each. A store owner probably paid the money, waited for the license, then realized the documents were forgeries. He likely tried to contact the police, felt the loss of cash and maybe stopped trying to buy cannabis altogether. The scammers, after being sued by the Connecticut Attorney General, are probably facing frozen assets and could be arrested soon, leaving the shop owners with a bitter lesson about too good to be true offers. Businesses near Albertus Magnus College, New Haven are also like grocery shops that don't always weigh what they label. Tourists have reported buying chicken that was marked as 2 pounds, but actually weighed only 1. A visitor probably felt cheated, might have asked the cashier for a refund, or just left the store feeling uneasy about other prices. The store might get a warning from the Consumer Protection Agency and could be forced to correct labeling, but the tourist's trust is already damaged. Have you ever noticed a product that seemed off? Businesses near Albertus Magnus College, New Haven are sometimes places that sell alcohol to kids even though it is illegal. Undercover checks showed many shops giving drinks to underage buyers. A young tourist who didn't know the law could have bought a drink and later faced a fine or a surprise police visit, while the store likely faced a citation and perhaps a temporary closure. The owner will probably have to pay a penalty and maybe change their policy, leaving the visitor disappointed and a little worried about other shops. So those are the kinds of scams you might run into while staying near Albertus Magnus College, New Haven, and what might happen after each one.
Welcome to our travel advisory on the businesses surrounding the esteemed Albertus Magnus College in New Haven. As we embark on this journey through the local commerce, I must caution you, dear traveler, that the landscape may not be as rosy as the college's ivy-clad walls. With a heart that aches for perfection and a soul that champions the underdog, I shall guide you through the maze of establishments with a critical eye and a hopeful heart. Let us begin with the shops at Yale, a place that promises the allure of upscale shopping but often falls short. Imagine parking your car and being greeted not by security but by the unwelcome gaze of a curious onlooker. It's a place where the staff might leave you feeling more disrespected than the items on clearance. And while you might find a scarf or two, the overall experience can be as underwhelming as an empty shopping arcade. Venturing further, we stumble upon Elm City Wellness on Orange, a beacon of tranquility that often flickers in the storm of poor service. Here, the quest for relaxation might be met with the harsh reality of cancelled appointments, miscommunication, and an atmosphere that is anything but healing. The tales of refund debacles and cultural appropriation leave a sour taste, making one question whether wellness is truly at the heart of this establishment. As our stomachs rumble, we turn to Lalibela Ethiopian Restaurant, a place where culinary surprises should be delightful, not rocky. Literally, picture the horror of discovering a stone in your dish or the frustration of waiting hours for a meal that never arrives. The warmth of the food is often overshadowed by the chill of indifference, leaving you to ponder whether your presence is as valued as their ancient recipes. Pistachio Cafe is our next stop, a place where the promise of a delightful breakfast turns into a test of patience. Here you might find yourself yearning for the simple pleasure of hot coffee and a proper meal, only to be met with lukewarm beverages and missing orders. The potential for a cozy retreat is marred by the chaos of understaffing and a service that is as cold as the pastries are dry. College Street Music Hall, a venue that should resonate with the echoes of unforgettable performances, often hits a sour note. From the labyrinthine seating that obscures your view to the sound system that muffles the music, it's a place where the artistry of the artists is sometimes the only saving grace. The experience can leave you feeling more like a sardine than a patron in a prestigious venue. Strange Ways, a store that could be a treasure trove of curiosities, instead leaves customers feeling lost. With no direct line of communication and a lack of transparency, it's a place where the only mystery should be the unique items on display, not the status of your order. Lastly, we visit olives and oil, where the flavors of Italy should dance on your palate. Instead, you might find yourself in a culinary tango with undercooked risotto and a service that is as unpredictable as the New England weather. The promise of a delightful dinner is often overshadowed by the unpleasantness of overcharging and a less than welcoming atmosphere. In this tapestry of businesses, the common thread seems to be a lack of attention to detail and a disregard for the customer's experience. As an idealist with a heart that bleeds for the poor souls subjected to these imperfections, I urge you, traveler, to tread carefully. Keep your expectations in check, and remember that even in the shadow of a great institution, the reality on the ground can be as uneven as